All right. So, inshallah, today we're going to move to into another skill, which is reading. Um, as you know, that in the IELTS exam, you're going to be tested through four main skills. We've already studied writing, like task 1 and task number 2. And now we'll move to reading. Reading, actually, it is not that easy, like, for example, a skill like in the IELTS exam. So that's why you need to follow the techniques, the structure, in order actually to get a very good score in the IELTS exam. So today we'll try to take like general introduction about reading, and also if we still have time, we're going to study the difference between skimming and scanning. Skimming and scanning. Okay. So first of all, we have here reading. So you will have three reading texts or three passages. So you'll have three reading, three passages. And in the exam, actually, the like we're talking about the exam as a whole. Like task number 1 is easy, task number 2 is a little bit difficult, and the last one is the most difficult one. Okay. Not only in reading, in writing. Writing, you still remember task number 1 is maybe a little bit easier than task number 2. Okay. Speaking, also the same. You have three parts. Part number 1 is easy. Part number 2 is like in between. And then also the part number 3 is the most difficult one. So you will have three passages in reading. Okay. Passage number 1, it is okay. Passage number 2, it is a little bit difficult. And the third one is difficult because it is made for the students actually who want to achieve a very big score, maybe 8 and above. Okay. So how many questions you will have? You will have 40 questions, 40 questions. And these 40 questions, they have several types. You have, for example, true, false, not given. You have yes, no, not given. You have choose the correct answer. You have complete the sentence, complete the summary, complete the question. You have headings. A lot of questions. We're going to go, we're going to tackle them step by step. Okay, so we're going to talk about them all just one by one. So you have just 1 hour, okay, to answer them. You have 1 hour to answer them. Okay, so you have just only 1 hour to answer like the 40 questions. You have only 1 hour to answer them. So 1 hour actually, and like you have, for example, 2000 up to 2007 words. Actually, it is not enough if you don't study the techniques. So you need to study the techniques in order to solve all the passages on time, and then like in a very quick, for example, way. لأنه تقريبا عندك ساعة فقط وعندك 2700 كلمة القطع 3 قطع. So that's why you need to follow the structure, like literally you need to follow the structures حرفيا يعني خطوة بخطوة. All right, so the text and the questions get more difficult as the test progresses, I told you before. Okay, the more you go like forward, the more the test becomes like difficult and so on, until you reach to the last one. Each reading text will have 3 up to 4 different types of questions. Okay, 3 different types. Like passage number 1, for example, true, false, not given, choose the correct answer and headings. Passage number 2, it will be yes, no, not given, complete the summary, blah, blah, blah. So each passage will have 3 or 4 different types of questions. Okay. You have no time to transfer your answers at the end. The answers are going to be transferred to the end. نموذج الإجابة تكون في آخر صفحة. أوكي، فأنت بس تعلم على الإجابات، يعني ما في كتابة في نفس الأوراق آخر ورقة. Because in listening they are going to give you extra 10 minutes to transfer the answers to the answer sheet. But actually in reading you have only 1 hour to do the exercises to transfer also the answers. يعني تنقل الإجابات للأخير. أوكي يعني عندك أيضا هذه الساعة هذه كلها تحل الأسئلة كامل وتنقل الإجابات للأخير. لأنه the examiner or the person who's going to check your answers is going to check only the answer sheet. الورقة اللي في الأخير فقط. So if you write, for example, in the middle, in the beginning, for example, actually you're going to fail. Okay, maybe just as a maybe testing, it's okay. يعني فقط إنك تشخبط كذا يعني تجرب إجابات وتكتب تعمل دوائر تعمل lines underline circles it's okay. لكن الإجابات لازم تنقل للأخير. طيب so you're going to study actually the academic general training. Actually you're not going to study it. So general training actually this is actually this type is made for the students actually who don't have, for example, academic purposes. أهداف أكاديمية. Maybe they want to travel, migrate, and that's it. The texts are taken from journals, magazines, for example, books, textbooks, and newspapers. Okay, إذن معنا النصوص أيضا تؤخذ من أماكن متفرعة. ممكن journals, ممكن magazines, books, textbooks, and newspapers. Okay. The texts are of an academic nature. Okay, so they are academic nature. Okay. إذن النيتشر حق النصوص ستكون أكاديمية طبعا. But you don't require a specialist, for example, knowledge of subjects to do well in the test. So just in other words, like your feedback, your knowledge, معلوماتك, you put it like aside. تضعها على جنب. لا يعني مو متطلب انك تكون انسان مثقف ولا انسان فاهم الحياة ولا انك فاهم نصوص ولا فاهم كذا ما تتدخل. لأنه you have actually reading. Actually, it is based on the opinion or the point of view of the writer. ممكن حاجة أنت فاهم لها بعقلك يجي الكاتب يكتب حاجة ثانية بناء على وجهة نظره هو مخالفة تماما لعاداتك لتقاليدك لمعلوماتك لأي شيء. لذلك الريدنج معلوماتك وضعها على جنب وتحل أو تجيب على الأسئلة بناء على القطعة نفسها. بناء على القطعة نفسها. Okay. So now the summary. You will have 3 passages. Okay, this is number 1. 4D questions. This is number 2. 1 hour only to answer the questions and write the answers, like in the answer sheet. Okay, this is number 3. You have several types of the questions in the exam. Several types. وهذا إن شاء الله سنأخذها تدريجيا. طيب بس أخذوا لمحة سريعة. في عندكم سؤال like short answer questions. هذه طبعا مقدمة سنأخذها بالتفصيل مع التطبيق من القطع. مثلا short answer question, but actually the answer is going to be maybe 1 or 2 words only from the passage. This is actually one of the types actually of the IELTS reading questions. طيب في عندك أيضا سؤال في القطعة choose the correct answer or multiple choice questions اختيارات وهذه عادة تكون 4 اختيارات. اوكي وهذا ايضا لها تكنيك خاص. طبعا القطعة في الريدنج في predicting في تنبؤات في حدث في scheming في scanning في اشياء كثيرة راح تتعلموها. طيب النوع الثالث اللي هو summary completion. So it is like a paragraph. قطعة paragraph. Okay, let me just write here something. هي كأنها قطعة كذا summary. It is like this. For example, let's say this is the summary. ويكون في فراغات في القطعة. فراغات يعني كلمات missed. You need to write the words according to the passage itself. وهذا أيضا لها تكنيك. يعني قطعة فيها كلمات ناقصة تكملها من الريدنج نفسه. Okay. إذا هذا أيضا نوع. إذا قلنا اكمل الأسئلة، هذا واحد. اختار الإجابة الصحيحة، هذا اثنين. أيضا اللي هو summary completion، اكمل القطعة. طيب في عندكم أيضا نوع من أنواع question number 4 اللي هو matching sentences، توصيل الجمل، وهذا أيضا لها تكنيك خاص فيها. أوكي، توصيل الجمل يعني مثلا it will be like this for example. For example, it will be like here a bracket, and then for example here space, and then here for example a bracket, and then there is like for example a sentence. Okay, sentence. This sentence actually is taken from the passage. Okay, because you have for example a kind of paragraphs. في نوعية من أنواع الباراجرافات تكون على شكل باراجرافات، يعني A B C D E، يعني كل باراجراف له عنوان A B C D. class. أيوة. So you will tell me for example this one is A or B paragraph أو بالC paragraph أو بالD، وهذا سنتكلم عنه. يعني الجملة هذه وين ذكرت حرفيا مثلا في القطعة، وين ذكرت؟ كيف تقول لي مثلا في الA أو الB أو
صوتها ضايع.
Okay, so you can hear me?
وإحنا ما في كيف حالكم؟
Let me just hello, you can hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Question number 4, actually it is matching the sentences, and I told you like what to do. Also we have sentence completion، اكمل الجملة. So you're going to be given a sentence or statement, and you need to complete the sentence from the passage itself, whether in synonyms or the same words according to the question. هذا أيضا نوع من أنواع الreading. طيب في معنا أيضا true false not given. True false not given, whether it is the sentence is true صحيحة، false خاطئة، أو not given ليست موجودة. وهذا في نوع أيضا مشابه له اللي هو yes no not given. Yes no not given، وراح نتكلم إن شاء الله what is the difference between actually true false not given and yes no not given. لأنه في فرق بينهم، إنه النص يكون علمي اللي هو true false not given، وال yes no not given يكون نص من وجهة نظر الكاتب. طيب وهذا سنأخذه إن شاء الله ممكن غدا أول techniques. What else? Okay. أيضا في معنا headings، توصيل العناوين. Okay. توصيل العناوين, for example, it is like titles. For example, maybe 10 titles, okay? And then they will say, for example, you need to tell me where this heading was mentioned. وين ذكر تحديدا؟ وين؟ هل في الباراجراف A أو B أو C أو D؟ سنتحدث عليه إن شاء الله. في عندكم أيضا labeling, for example, diagram. So it is like drawing، رسمة، شكل، either a plan or a machine، ماكينة أو أيا كانت، أو map، خريطة. Okay, and there will be, for example, a few spaces you need to complete from the reading. Matching names، أيضا عندكم سؤال في reading اللي هو توصيل الأسماء. يعني مثلا he is going to give you a few scientists، مجموعة علماء أو researchers، باحثين أو وكل واحد قال شيء أو اخترع شيء. أنت مهمتك إنك توصل الاختراع أو النظرية أو الكلام اللي قالها الشخص للشخص نفسه. So you will be given a few sentences, and you will be given also a few names, and your mission actually is to, for example, transfer the statement or the point to its, like for example, owner. Okay. في عندكم أيضا توصيل information to the paragraph، توصيل المعلومة إلى الباراجراف، وهذا سنتحدث عليه إن شاء الله. Table completion، إكمال الجدول نفسها، هذا نوع. أوكي خلاص، هذه هي الأنواع اللي ستدخل إن شاء الله في الريدنج. سنضطر نأخذ مثلا كل يوم نوعين أو 3 أنواع، يعني احتاجنا تقريبا 4 أيام. Okay, just to finish, for example, reading. Let me just stop recording.